And we still getting introduced to enemies, bro. We like 5 hours in.
5 hours
That's what
in.
I'm saying. And grunts at that. I feel like we're like finding like the bosses. This is the grunt.
Good,
This is a
bro.
weed carrier they just introduced us to.
We are going to hijack the last network terminal Luto accessed and get that code.
Here's another nigga that y'all can kill in 5 hits. Like, bro, get him off my screen, man. He had his 5 hours to introduce himself. It's too late for him.
Like, it's so crazy.
But
Like,
when do we fight the Justice League?
When do
You
we
know?
fight the Justice League? Goodness.
Here we go. You can watch me. I'm scared.
I got bored.
And I'm gonna tell you what. I feel that way about a lot of like non-Suicide Squad Justice League stuff that we do like this, because this is just Destiny. That whole mission was just Destiny, and like at the end of a Destiny mission like that, you would be rewarded in like some loot. I just got a damn green sniper rifle. And
You know what I'm saying? Like, weak ass drop, bro, for what? I get we ain't nowhere, but damn, we 5 hours in, bro.
Dude, and still learning stuff, and still having to like slog through it.
Slow burn is crazy.
It is hurting at this point. And that's interesting because, you know, we always talk about how like it's important to like play games enough till you have fun, right.
I didn't need to play enough.
Good.
First stream was
I'm
fun.
glad we got this 2 hours. I had fun. I really did. I think I'm good.
Like was the Batman scene the peak?
You know, it's crazy. I don't think it was. I think that there are several peaks in this game. I just wonder if they will do the justice of making it like that Batman scene was a huge high point. But like this stream,
Like, that
we
gave
kind of
me
had
hope.
a high point too, didn't it?
Nah.
I mean, you know, like,
Nah.
alright, let me be real, right?
Nah.
Let me be real. The traversal shit is very, very cool,
Yep.
but it's so tedious,
Yep.
bro. It is so tedious.
You gotta push 50
Like-
buttons to get somewhere.
It's just like, man, just half of that. I feel like the traversal's the game, bro. Like that. I feel like we playing parkour simulator for real.
And
Yeah.
where was that game that came out on Xbox? Sunset Overdrive. Oh my gosh, dude. It feels so much like Sunset Overdrive is just the biggest takeaway from this game. And it's like after a while you do have to put some meat potatoes inside of there, and the meat and potatoes of
One
the
sec.
game.
Dobby has to go to the bathroom. He's going crazy. I'll be right back.
Yep.
If you saw in the game, that's fine. If
Do
not,
that.
I'll still be
Absolutely.
back in a second.
We appreciate you. Man, nah, man. So it's crazy to think about because like the gunplay is fine as well, but like
Yeah.
the looting structure is just what really just blows me because like they try and merge so many different systems of so many different games into this to try and give you a reward, and none of them just feel rewarding. Like end of
For
the
the
mission.
amount of bullshit that you gotta do to
Yeah.
get it, nah, I ain't gonna lie. The shield breaker, the high score, so it's like for a green at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah.
It don't move me.
And it just don't move me. It's interesting, man, because like it's just more interesting than anything because they're interesting proofs of concept. Because they're like elements from other games. Destiny has that type of structure that y'all talking about. But the best part about it would be that you get at least a cool kick-ass gun at the end of Destiny, right? like you suffer,
Oh my god.
you slog through, but shit, the odds of you getting something worth it is pretty dope. And like, you know, I still haven't gotten a gun that I like inside of this game. Like I like the sniper rifle, but I feel like there are a bunch like it. So like it's cool. It's powerful, but like it ain't got no real weapon identity, and I guess that's a bigger thing. Like a lot of the identity that they do, especially, it's so crazy, bro. Like because a lot of the identity that's enrooted in these types of games, this game and the Avengers game, right? Like it's in the characters, and both times those games have tried to be as slimy as possible about like making you feel like that character. Because like thinking about how much time it took for you to get cooking over there in like the Avengers game, the other one that came out the other year. But like this game kind of does that as well, but it's an interesting way because it's just like through guns. Like these guns are cool, but like I wonder, man. Like I just feel like there was a better way. I've always felt like there was a better way to tell a Suicide Squad story than like this formula. Like even when this game first came out, that was my main thought. Like dog, like it's so many other ways that they could have did this, but they chose this route, and I'm just like, yo.
I mean, even if they wanted to like focus on the scenes, like the cutscenes. The cutscenes really don't hit.
And why is that though? And that's so crazy because like I feel like they're supposed to.
You're trying too hard.
It's a couple of them that try too hard, and that's the crazy
Saints
part.
Row. Saints Row, their most recent game, tried too hard. You know what I'm saying? The dialogue was they were reaching a little bit, trying to, you know, make everybody sound too cool.
Hell yeah.
And everybody gotta be funny. Like everybody don't have to be funny. Like,
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's so crazy because we're talking about just like our thoughts on Suicide Squad as a whole, honestly, as a unit. Because this is an interesting game. It's an interesting thing that they gave it out on PlayStation Plus. It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy because like I'm so thankful for the opportunity to just really roll through this and play it, because it's given me the opportunity to just like dissect what happened and what went wrong with this game for real. Like Gion says some bunch of interesting things inside of the chat right now about like how they neutered the Arkhamverse, and it's so interesting because they just updated the game 2 days ago, and they just essentially kind of, you get what I'm putting down. We tried to get there, but like honestly, truly getting through these cutscenes, we now at chapter 3, and we've kind of spent like 2 hours down this, and it's like, woo, we ain't even fought no Justice League characters yet. I wonder, do they all just go back to back to back to back to back? And I wonder how many more streams we would need to beat this game. But like the writing and the gameplay don't entice me enough to keep going enough for me to like slog through it, and that's ooh.
Like it got me the first 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was like, all right,
Ooh.
what else?
Ooh. Like the mechanics, especially thinking about how like you gotta shoot a guy in a very particular way to get like shield back, and thinking about how many more layers are stacked on top of each other, man. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. But like that traversal, it's good. It's very good. It's very, very good. I think the gunplay's good. The writing's so interesting, and it's so funny because like Sean just said something about like how like everybody gotta be funny. That's I feel it because for what it's worth, right? The main cast, let's talk about him. Deadshot, right? Like they sacrifice a lot of his intellect in the scenes for like comical angry black guy humor, which, you know, is the Ice Cube persona, and like that's cool, right? But like also he ain't gotta be like like completely ignorant about the situation that he's in. He damn dead shot. He's a man that quite literally can shoot a guy square in the forehead, sipping a cup of tea a mile away in a coffee shop while he taking a poop. You know what I mean? Like, so like this ain't no rookie. We ain't gotta do that. Harley is interesting because like they made her the main character, and obviously she the best one. Captain Boomerang just don't know how to read the room. King Shark, dog, like they go back and forth between like Dumb King Shark and like Super King Shark, like King of the Ocean King Shark, and like that's nasty, man. Like pick one. Like, and I guess it's just and the reason that they switch back and forth is because of comedy, man. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Jesse, what are your thoughts?
It was cool until it wasn't.
I hear that.
It did
From the
get me
game
in
as a whole?
literally the first, yes. Like once, honestly, the Batman scene gave me at like the utmost like, oh, I can't wait to play the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I get bored of the gameplay, the repetitive little missions here and there, I know that somewhere along the way the cutscene is going to be a payoff because it's going to be just as good as the Batman scene.
Real.
I don't see that happening.
And they far and few between. They too far and few between. That's the crazy part about it.
You know, that's what I was thinking. I thought this game was going to lean more towards like, all right, cool, we're going to do like some crazy storytelling and interactive cinematic scenes to get people hooked. And no, that's not what this was.
For all intents and purposes, stream, it's interesting too to think about how all of our opinions being so differently based in different foundations, because I value the Posse so much because we all represent very, very different like lanes of gamers, right? Like, and like it's important to understand different people's opinions and stuff. And I definitely get what you're saying, Jesse. And Jesse's opinion is that of a person who has pretty much been detached from all of the political and everything else that's been happening, the Suicide Squad and like the video game verse, right? Like this is his first time even really just like getting on the thing, no cap. Or even just hearing about it for the most part. So like,
yeah, if it ain't a movie, I don't really know about, or a TV show, I ain't really too informed.
Right. And this is the gamer that is not invested in the corner of the internet where all the game BS happens and like, ugh. I'm glad you're out of there, Jesse. I'm glad you stay there. Kris, thoughts, games, go.
I agree with Jesse. Like, it was fun until it wasn't. I think there is like something interesting in the game. Like, the game does have fun moments, and like the mechanics and stuff can be fun and the traversal. But the problem is, you do like the same like 5 things. And you know, when we were talking about the Batman scene, you know, what made that feel so special? Like, we had a peak, or the game was like at a peak. I think the thing that made that so fun is that it was the time where like the game lived up to the title. We were interacting with somebody in the Justice League. Like we said, we played for 5 hours, and our one real playable interaction with the Justice League was like that Batman mission. That's been the most fun part of the game, and we weren't even really playing the game. Like, think about that. The most fun thing we've had, we weren't even really getting to play the game proper. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it lived up to that promise of you get to be the Suicide Squad. You've played all these games where you're playing as Batman and Superman and, you know, all this stuff. Like, now you get to be on the other end. You get to play it like that. And that was cool. Like, that was fun. And the game was just like, okay, 4 hours. I sentenced you to 4 hours of none of that. And I was like, what the fuck? I sentenced you to 4 hours of none of that and tediousness for just like the sake of it. Like, we'll sprinkle in characters who you've known if you've seen an episode of, you know, Teen Titans in 2006. Other than that, you're on your own.
Yeah.
So like the traversal stuff is cool, but you get to a point where like you just sort of, you don't sour on it because it's fun, but like I'm just kind of like mindlessly doing it because it's like I'm using traversal to go something that's not as fun as the traversal itself. You know what I mean? That's fine for a game to have something that stands out more than other parts, but it's just like this one little part
Yeah.
truly outshines like everything else in the game. And we've had our issues with like the writing, we've had our issues with the idea of like how we're 5 hours in and we haven't fought a Justice League member. And I get why they did that. Like we said, we can't be fooled. This is a live service game, as pretending to have a story as it is. Like, this is a game designed, we haven't fought the Suicide Squad yet because they want to milk out 11 hours of us loot farming and grinding and learning about loot bugs like we're playing fucking Deep Rock Galactic.
Like, bro, like,
I
can't believe that was
you know what I mean?
mission.
Like, they had a whole mission that they've got us doing, given how we're read in the story, we probably would have played for another 2-3 hours before we did the Green Lantern thing, depending on, what we're going to do about leveling up. So that's, 8 hours for us, 10 hours for the average person of a bunch of non-Justice League shit in the game called Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. It's like you said, Rashad, what game am I playing? This is playing like I'm playing a regular, it's, and it is a looter shooter to some degree, but it's an IP looter shooter. I'm not interacting with the rest of the IP.
Right.
It's a looter shooter that gives me the promise of fighting the Justice League, and we're not doing that. It's not enough to put us in the hall and to show us the holograms, give us the backstory. Okay, can we fight one? Even if we could fight them, and I know we did try to sort of fight the Green Lantern, but I don't really count that because that shit sucked. It was just guns shooting us. Even if we fight them and they're so overpowered and they beat us, and then from there on our own we can go, we need to go grind.
Yeah.
That's more fun than the game sort of soft locking us out of it and making that known through a cutscene that we saw 2 hours ago. You know what I mean?
Real.
So it's like there are parts of this game that are fun, but you mentioned it too. Unfortunately, they are far too few and far between. And as incredible as the traversal is, you just kind of like hit a moment where your brain breaks. You're just like, wow, I'm having more fun with the traversal than I know I'm going to with like the rest of the game.
Now,
There's
like,
bones of a good game here. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I can see if someone was on a little bit of copium and said they had a good time, I would not be like, how the fuck did you have fun on that? No, I could very easily see somebody having fun on this. I ain't gonna lie.
Shout out to him, man.
I had 4 hours of fun on this, but unfortunately, I was asked to play a 5th hour, and it's like, all right, well, you know what?
And that's so
I had a
crazy,
real fun
man.
4 hours.
Cause like they milk it, like they milking so many different.
Yes, they milk it
experiences, man.
bad. And not even anything fun, you know what I mean? You can milk us and get us grinding if you're giving us like interesting stuff to do, but they're giving us, worse variations of the same missions that we've been doing. It's just like,
right, and like it's just for proof of concept thing. I definitely want to go ahead and start this next mission just to see what we do end up rolling with. But like, it's interesting. It's very, very interesting, man. Because oh my gosh, Sean, I want your opinion. Go ahead.
Oh man, listen, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. This game, like Kris said, it is bones of a fun game in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta pick through and find it. The traversal might be the best part. And cutscenes is very
Right.
Man, no.
The missions, I mean, they don't really pertain shit to the story, honestly.
That's
There's a bunch of
looter shooter missions. Like we playing Borderlands. What game are we playing? Like
it ain't even that. Like, it's high score simulator though, and that's what pisses me off. Is like we sit here trying to get a high score and outscore each other instead of being a real team. And I'm tired of not being able to go around the city without the homies. Why I gotta be around the homies the whole game? I can't go see everything.
Little.
But I'll say for sure, if I was asked for the 60, the 70 watt for this, I'd do it exactly like I did and wait until it's free.
Bro, that shit's so crazy because like we all said it too. Like it was on, like we could pay money for this, but also, man, oh my gosh, we could just wait till it's free, and that's so crazy to think about it. Like Like they'd rather do that instead of just like being a little bit. Just being a little bit. What's up, really? I mean, what's up, Lift? How are you, man? Man, we talking about Suicide Squad, going through, really just talking about a couple different things about like things that we like, things that we dislike, what we would pay for it, and honestly, truly, it's crazy to think about that this game ended up like hitting the streets the way it did. What is happening right now with these shielded enemies? What the?
That's cool, but like that could have been a little PPE though. Man. They could have at least let me do something that shit. And this is what I mean. Why are we playing domination for? Like, what's the point in this?
They're very serious. Goodness, because at this point, like between domination, search and destroy, team deathmatch, and check me, right? We going and grabbing people like at this point. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah.
Right, like we. We couldn't have like went to like the drawing board. You feel me? You know, created a tactical way to put these people in the miniature gun shooting game.
Yeah.
You know, like why do we have to play domination to go pick these people up?
Right.
Why are we playing capture the flag?
It's so interesting to think about some of the design choices behind the missions that they did for this game, man. Like, cause why would you do that?
To speak to Sean's point, like, why does it feel like we're playing, versions of games from other, like, not versions of mini games, but versions of like shooters from other games?
Yeah.
It would be fine if there are like certain moments of that, because the Spider-Man game has moments where you're playing stuff like that.
Sure.
But the stuff in between that is like unique experiences to that kind of game.
Sure.
Every mission, every mode that we've done has just been, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just been the
It's been
Suicide Squad version of like an FPS thing. I'm playing the same shit that I can play on Marvel Rivals. What are we doing? Like, I'm playing Marvel Rival game mode. Like Sean brought up a good point. Why am I playing? We were at shipment, and I thought we were gonna start playing a fucking game of Call of Duty. I was like, "This why we at shipment, y'all." Because we finna play fucking prop hunt. That's why they got us at shipment.
What are we doing?
That shit was so
Every
insane.
mission is like that. It would be fine if like mini games or like certain like that kind of stuff is fun when it's sparse. Like Sean said, it's high score simulator. That would be fun if it got spread out. And then we had a moment of like, oh, let's see who'll get the highest score. Every mission is like that though. So it's like, I cared maybe the first 2 hours, but now I don't care anymore. I finished fourth the last two. It don't feel any different than finishing first.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean?
This
Like,
whole mission is just a Helldivers 2 mission, bro. Like, this is
it's just to keep you on the game.
And it's so crazy to think about Helldivers coming out after this and just kind of providing a much more unique experience than
exactly.
What
Helldivers found a way to like have stuff unique to its game, and it's like this has the Suicide Squad in DC as its IP, and they got us playing fucking Capture the Flag. What are we doing? For every mission, like I said, I wouldn't mind if they were in the game, but it's like. Yeah, I know. You can't ever find people when you have to do this shit either. That's the other thing. The game is like not intuitive about that kind of stuff. Like they put too much shit on the screen at once. Because again, they want you destroying everything.
Oh, is that what's
getting
supposed to
all
be
those
put
points.
them on the bus.
Did you grab them?
Oh,
Go to the door of the bus.
go to the door of the bus.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, Rashad. I had to build on Sean.
I'm sorry. Yep, you were absolutely right. Keep going. I just want y'all to go ahead and put
No,
those
I was
guys
done. I was apologizing for you when I cut you off at first. I just had to.
Do we
mention
have
that,
any
like
more
Sean was
people?
saying.
Like, I want to get out of this mission.
says there are 2 more, but again, there's just so much shit on the screen
might
at any
be-
one moment you can't find out where they are.
Very Borderlands, eh? Yeah, and it might be because like 2 of y'all picked them up already, and if that's the case, just drop them off.
Alright,
I don't have them. I went to the bus. I don't have one.
Oh,
I have one dude, and I'll put him in the bus.
Man, where the heck is the rest of it?
Yeah, I don't have one.
Yeah, let's search around. And like, yeah. It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy because, like, yeah, man. Like you said, it has the makeup of a fun game in here. It just, you know, like to think about the fact that this game exists because some people inside of an executive room thought that like we didn't need another Arkham Asylum or we didn't need another continuation of Arkham City or something like that. We needed a looter shooter, right? Because you know this game was created during the time when Destiny was doing its big one. And it's like, yo, man, like that I guess is the biggest heartbreak about this whole thing. Like this could have been a good game if they cared less about the money. But at every turn, it definitely feels like they care about the money. Like to think about this game being released at full price, $60, right? Straight.
Yeah.
Insane.
Like
It should have been way better.
Ultimate edition.
Way better for what people came out their pocket for. Though. I ain't gonna lie.
Like $99 edition, ultimate edition type shit, right? And to think
God
about,
bless anybody who spent the $99 for this
ooh,
ultimate edition.
boy, that
Real
is
good luck.
that is.
I'd be pissed off in ways you couldn't imagine. I paid $100 and you just abandoned this game.
And to think
I
about
paid
the
for
game
characters I've never
ending,
played.
Yeah, alright, man. Alright. We're not doing
I gotta search up and find out if it is offering an offline mode. Oh my gosh, am I stunned? Because like thinking about that just happening these days, man, it's so crazy to think about games existing one day and then not another.
That's a lot going
So I
on.
just got one of the dogs. Dude. They're just putting shit on the screen just say there's something on the screen.
Nah,
Bro,
real.
yeah, Jesus
I'm
Christ.
like, it's so much happening. I'm going to eat so I can pick up this guy.
My stomach hurts.
Is that what do you mean? Tell me about that, Jesse.
Because there's a lot of colors on the screen.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why I can't play Borderlands for too long.
You know what's
The-
crazy?
The colors be like messing me up.
I hope that
It
this
make me like
newest
I'm nauseous.
Borderlands ain't like that.
I can't wait for that next Borderlands.
They've talked about it, Jesse. They talked real heavy about the fact that they're not gonna do exactly that because Borderlands 3 gave a lot of people motion sickness and stuff.
Oh,
This here, I'm gonna tell you what, it's interesting for sure.
why is there so many of these little things?
We almost done. I'm done. Well, I got the last guy. I got the last thing I got. Good. And like thinking about how much stuff is just like doing this. Like why?
I have no idea what we're supposed to do.
Cause I paid 80 for Anthem and they let that thing die the way money should have let. Oh
Man, that shit is so crazy, dog.
Shit!
Like, and to think about like Anthem existing and then them throwing out Anthem for like $5, man. Yo.
yeah, that Anthem thing was terrible.
Like I said, I just got the player of the fucking match. It felt no different. 12,000. I have no idea where it came from. It felt no different than the time that I was finishing in fourth. Like you don't feel like you're doing anything. I'm just teleporting and hitting R2 and shit, and then apparently I had 12,000 points. It doesn't feel like that. It didn't feel like I did anything.
Essentially, they could have left the numbers off of this motherfucker. Just
They could have.
To be
Really
honest,
could've.
like.
And the only
To be
reason that
quite
they did
honest,
was
because,
because
like-
Destiny was doing this big one. That shit is so crazy. It's so crazy to think about like companies slitting out for like other companies, man. like Goodness gracious, it's crazy, it's crazy, it's crazy. But that's crazy. I think the biggest issue with the game.
Bow out, fellas, because
Hell yeah.
I got a headache now.
No, we definitely over this.
That's fair.
Yeah, we definitely over this.
That one
But
did take me out too.
I think that, and I think that last mission exemplifies exactly what we mainstream. Like, it's interesting to think about this game being what it is because it didn't have to be. What's wrong with my weapons?
I'm gonna tell you like this. This is definitely not the game where you say I got one more in me. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
You gotta put this shit down, bro.
Real.
Put that motherfucker down, bro.